A2TP podcast, episode 135, and we are back. It's your boy International Walk.
It's your girl Tosh, the co-host with the most.
And we are back for another week of us. Just to get off where we at, A2TPodcast.com, Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcast, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Positivity coming on Threads. Checked again. Faces are still there. Positivity messages are still there. Check us out. Might fuck with us.
I have a confession.
Sure.
I haven't checked this out on Threads. I gotta go to there and check it out.
That's okay. You just book you in with the rest of the people.
And it's where we are.
It doesn't change me though, because I'm still gonna shoot out positive message every day.
As you should.
Or put something into the zeitgeist positive from me.
Is that German?
Zeitgeist? No, it's an English word. I don't think it's got them German accents on it. That don't mean it ain't a German word though, but I just don't think so.
I think it is.
How are you?
Doing a little intro again.
No,
I'm
it
doing
was just
good.
a small tap. It wasn't a full tap. It was just, how are you?
Good. That was a nice transition. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Mentally, I am a 9. Feel good. Yeah, feel good. Financially, I am a 10. Thank God. I want to win the Powerball. We have to
It was already done. It won yesterday. Somebody in California.
Now I feel like it's BS again. California.
2 tickets were sold. One in California, one in Texas.
Come on, dang! I just seen it was like 1.58 billion.
Yeah, they hit it.
Damn. All right. All right. Chalk that. But I'm still a 10. Thank God. Work is a 9, but work is impacting my physical, which is like an 8. Work is a 9. It's all well. It's all new and good, and I'm learning stuff. It's interesting. It's different than anything I've ever done before. But I am tired. Like, I am not for these streets.
Okay.
Like, I'm used to working from home for the last 4 years. My job typically does not require me to go out every day. You know, it's maybe once a week at my discretion. Sometimes I may have required meetings, but this is National Health Center Week in the state of New Jersey. And because we are a sponsor and we promote community health, education, advocacy, and all of those good things, I have been in these streets every day for this week by the time y'all see this. And I'm tired. I am tired. My body hurt. My legs hurt from driving. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like running. Like, you know, I'm just outside. Some walking, a lot of standing, a lot of peopling. I'm tired of peopling. You know, so work is a 9 because it's good, but it is making my body an 8. My physical an 8.
An 8.
Yes. But no complaints, thank God. But wish I had a massage scheduled this weekend. Maybe my husband will massage just need some calf and feet rubs.
Wow.
You laugh like that wasn't an option.
I just laughed. I don't know what a laugh like an option is. Not an option. It sounds like.
Well, like it was funny.
It was.
Why was that funny?
Because you said some feet and whatever you said, calf rubs would be nice. It was funny to me.
Oh, okay.
What's wrong with you?
No, I thought you was like laughing and saying like, yeah, right.
What if I was?
Why?
Because I wanted to. I wanted to make a joke out of it. What the fuck is wrong?
Can I do something strange for some change?
No.
It's like, no, I don't need no change. Gotta do something strange for a massage. How about we do a 69? Like, not a sexual 69.
I'm ready to say people should give what they want.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, you act like I'm sitting around on my ass not doing anything, and I'm just.
But you didn't ask for one. I'm asking.
That's true. All right.
How are you?
Was better 5 minutes ago.
I'm always ruining you.
No, not always.
But that's not the first time you said that.
But you said always. It's not always.
How are you?
I'm good. My mental is, I would say, a 9. So I'm good there. Feel sharp in my head. Finances is a 10. God is always blessing me, so I'm thankful on that road. Work is probably a 9. I would say a 9. Work isn't bad. Work ain't great. Physicality, I feel like a 9. Building my body back up, and it feels good, but it hurts.
Hurts so good.
No, it feels good, but it hurts. Yeah.
It hurts so good, yeah.
Feel good, but it hurts.
Let me ask a question. So you said your mental, like you feeling sharp. Do you feel like what you're doing for your body is helping the sharp? Like I know people say like there's a correlation. Do you feel that?
No, I think I had that part kind of like done beforehand. I had to tackle what I wanted to tackle, so I had to be right in the head first. No, whatever happens, I just feel like whatever happens in life, whether it be ailments or something serious as we get older, whatever happens, I just want to feel like I showed up, and it wasn't something that I could have prevented. So as long as I feel like I showed up, then, it is what it is. I pray about it and leave it alone.
Yeah. Only thing we can do. I've known, but you made it, you remind me you can't worry and pray at the same time.
Mm-mm.
Like if you're going to pray about it, believe in it, leave it alone, and worrying. And I've been trying to train my mind to do that. It feels good when it's a sense of peace that comes with that.
Yes.
It's hard. It's easier said than done, but it's not hard.
I was going to say it's not
effort.
Hard at all. That I disagree with. It's not hard. It's just it doesn't take that much effort. It's just consciousness. It takes to be mindful of it.
I was just going to say you have to be intentional about it.
Yeah, just have to be mindful of it. It's like you can't believe in both things at the same time. So you can't be believing and worrying, and then you can't say I got faith in God and he gonna fix it for me, or at least help me with it.
Yeah.
He don't fix everything, but he might help me with it. But if I don't think that he gonna help me and I still think it's fucked up, then what's the sense of asking for help? So physically, I'm a 9. Did I say a 9?
Yeah, you said 9, 10, 9, 9. That's a good
So
week.
that's where I'm at.
What's your wiles and woes?
Wiles and woes, ups and downs, stops and goes, blacks and whites, yellows and greens.
Yellows and greens, I like that. My wow was just my husband completed his therapy session, and I didn't think I would be emotional, and I really it seemed like if you were there and it's like okay, it wasn't like it wasn't any ceremony at all, but it was just being in that right. But what I'm saying, despite the fact that it wasn't. It was being in that space, and I know why I'm here. And one of the things that I've consistently had to do to keep my mind in a good mental space is not to think about why, I'm here, we're here, you're here, you're having to go through that treatment. And if I let my mind go to what could have been, I'll be no good. Like I could cry immediately if I think about it. So I make myself think like I'm grateful that we are here, that you are able to do this. You are able to be in this space of rehabilitation. And it was just really good to see you doing well, to hear them, talk about, your numbers and how well you were doing, and just see the great physical condition that you are now in, because but God, but God. That's all I can say. So that was just my wow. I'm really proud of you.
Kind of sombered it down a little bit.
But again, I say that and it can go the sad route, but it's so much more gratitude than sadness. So much more.
Now you're saying it with energy, because you were saying it before, it was just like, kind of fucking down and
no,
shit.
I'm just but God, like just thank you, God. So that was just my wow. Just really super proud of him. Just happy to be in that space of like, him doing his thing and me sneaking and taking pictures and recording and like, my baby, he did this. Like, he did this. Guy had him, and he could have stopped earlier. Not like in a negative space. He had the option, but he didn't. He continued, and he did this, and it was all for his well and good. And I'm proud of you. And
thank you.
I'm just extremely grateful. Have a kiss.
Woes.
You know, I'm gonna just leave it on that note. I don't have. No, I'm sorry. I do have a woe. I had a Final Destination moment. It wasn't
Jesus
me.
Christ, man.
I seen it on the highway, and
This is a girl ain't come outside and drive on the highway in 4 years. She seen an accident, she gonna fall apart.
this is not just an accident,
What the
y'all.
fuck?
Something flew through somebody's windshield on the driver's side, and I don't know if the
Babe,
person
that's what
was
type of shit happen
deceased.
when you outside on the highway. I see that shit all the time. I don't come home every day and tell you I saw an accident, even though I might have saw 2 that day.
An accident is one thing. Seeing somebody potentially deceased because something flew through their windshield, like you see on Final Destination or in the movies, was very shocking. I am extremely grateful that I was as close to it as I was, because I can't imagine what it did to the, like, I seen it. I didn't see it happen, but I was like right there as the police was pulling up and blocking off the lanes. So just praying for that person. I hope they're alive. I hope, you know, I hope it looked worse than what it was, but that was just a woe for me. Like, these highways ain't no joke. I'm grateful that I don't have to be on those every day in that magnitude, and I pray for my baby's covering and safety. So
I hope cars are made of shit nowadays, and car accidents look a lot worse than they really are. So I hope that person was okay.
But again, the car was completely fine. It was a hole in the windshield, like something just
driver's side windshield.
Yes, it
Yeah,
was only the driver, and this is what makes me think the person was deceased, because they were sitting in the driver's seat like this. The police were not attending to the person at all.
Oh yeah.
Like they were waiting for a paramedic or something. There was 2 SUVs that blocked off 2 lanes of the turnpike. So 3 lanes of traffic had to merge into one to go by. And that's when I'm looking like, oh my God. And they were picking up things off of the highway. I guess whatever flew, it wasn't just one thing. So that's what made me think they may have been deceased, because they called. I seen on the report that, you know, paramedics eventually came, but they weren't attending to this person at all.
So yeah, it probably was deceased.
Yeah, it was just deceased.
Usually when somebody's deceased, they and it's ugly to look at, they put a white sheet over the person, but maybe they didn't get to that yet.
And that's what I was thinking, or maybe they didn't have it. Maybe they were trying to stop something from flying up and hitting somebody else. I don't know, but that was just an eye opener. I'm just grateful.
Oh my God,
Like,
you are like so dramatic. It's a shame. Like, you really are. You're fucking dramatic as hell. Like,
I just have never seen. I've seen car
Rock has
accidents.
an accident or something like that, but you're like super, super dramatic. Like, it's an accident. Sorry for that person. And
But a car accident is one thing. Nobody gets dressed in the morning thinking that they're going to come to their demise of something flying through their window. I mean,
whoever
nobody thinks anything is going to, like, right. But I'm just saying, like, it just freaked me out. It just freaked me out. Maybe I am dramatic. Who knows? It just freaked me out.
yes,
Like, really bad. What's your wiles and
my
woes?
wow is that she's I don't think she has wow, but she steals mine. So mine is I finished my
I'm gonna
rehab.
let you go first from now on.
I finished my rehab, and it felt good to go, you know, and complete that, and then kind of just fall into some gym sessions, and that's been feeling good. So super proud of myself.
You have great skin.
For completing what I had to complete, and you know, I went there 36 times and got them all done. So feel good about that. That's my wow. Woe, I don't have any woes. Yeah, I don't have no woes. Everything's been good.
That's great.
So,
You started in April. Yeah, April. Yep, April through. Oh no, May actually. You started. So May.
Yeah, in May 5th.
Yeah, I
Cinco
remember
de
that.
Mayo.
Yeah, and then so for 3.5 months. So yeah, very proud of you.
Yep.
What's up? What we talking about today, Zay?
First thing on order is Lizzo chunky ass out here, fat shaming dances.
I was not expecting you to say that.
Lizzo chunky ass out here fat shaming dances. It was a trip, apparently. There was a few dances that's coming out now saying abusive behavior, and Lizzo jumping up in their face, and you know, just being having a nasty work environment, not conducive for people to work in. I mean, you can't have a shitty work environment. People ain't gonna want to work there. And when a lot of people start coming up with the same story, some people can say it's a conspiracy. I tend to believe it's the truth. When a lot of people are saying the same thing. So it's supposed to have been an incident in Amsterdam where apparently a show happens, a burlesque show or some type of women's show, a burlesque show, and they stick a banana up the vagina, and a person has to bite it. And apparently she made the dancers participate in that and biting bananas out of people's vaginas and stuff like that. So hurt people, and I think that I'm not a fan of Lizzo, but I'm sure the way that she acts and portrays herself, she probably came up with people fat shaming her. Yeah. And, you know, saying she ain't good enough for her body and the things that she wanted to do. And maybe she's not over that shit. Maybe that shit turned her into a meanie. Yeah. I mean, fat people can be mean too.
I'm not I like Lizzo's music. Let me say that. Like, her first album, I loved. Her second album, I liked. But I'm not like a fan of her to ever want to go to a show. We watched her special like on a happenstance, and it was good because she's talented, but I wasn't checking for her. I'm never checking for her. I don't like the image that she portrays, and that's not just because she's a big girl, but I feel like she tries to overcompensate. You can be big and be sexy and not be lewd about it, and I feel like that is almost like her.
Elaborate. What you mean lewd?
Like her ass out. Oh. Like that sort of thing. Like, I don't care what size you are. So that's not ladylike. And
do you not believe her thing is like embracing your body, and I'm gonna be fat and I'm gonna wear the same anything I want, and I'm not afraid of showing who I am because I embrace my fatness?
No, because I feel like, again, I don't care
what are you saying no to?
No, I don't feel like that is so much of her embracing her body. I feel like it's her literally wanting to give people her ass to kiss when you have your bare ass. It's one thing in dressing sexy and provocative than you wearing something where your bare ass is showing. As an adult woman,
that she wants to portray herself like that, you just don't agree with it. Why would you say no? You don't think she is. Like, what do you think she's doing then?
Well, you asked my opinion. I'm just saying, I think that she's going to the extreme where, okay, I'm just thinking of somebody who dresses sexy, who embraces their body, Carisha, or the City Girls, let's say. They dress very provocative, you know, they dress sexy, you know, it might be, but you don't see them in something where their ass, like, meaning the skin, the crack, their ass is out, like the pants that she wore, where, like, if you
I disagree, but go ahead. City Girls on their shows, their asses is out. I've seen clips of them when they do they shows, their asses is out.
Well, it's one thing in okay, let me backtrack. It's one thing in a performance attire. She was at a basketball game.
Okay.
You know what I'm so I'm performance attire, I agree. That can be more costumey, raunchy. You're on stage. It's a different set of rules than you going to a public event, you going to dinner, or you going to a basketball game. So so that's what I mean. I don't mean whatever she wear on stage. I don't think she should be judged by that because it's a show. She's going to give a show. But I'm talking about her appearance. Like when she was at the basketball game, she had the tights where I forget how they were made, but like if you went like that, you would touch the skin of her butt. Mm-hmm. Like nobody should be outside like that. I don't think as a woman, I don't think a man should be outside like that. Like a person, like you're grown. Why are you wearing this outside as clothes?
So and I think she tries to. None of the men at the Beyonce concert should have been there in the attire that they had.
Not what? But see, did they have ass out?
Yeah, one guy was in his drawers.
Okay, but what's
with his bush out on the side?
Okay, excluding the bush, his drawers, his ass was covered. is what I'm saying. He didn't have, we see men with gauchos on, but they had drawers under. We didn't see men with gauchos on with their cheeks exposed.
Okay.
So it's a fine line, but there is a line. And I feel like she tries to not just cross the line. She tries to go to the extreme. Maybe like you said, it's that mentality of, oh, y'all fat shame me, all my life. Now I'm rich, I can do what I want, and I'm just gonna be over the top. Like I'm just not a fan of that. She's talented. I like her music. I do think that sometimes people in positions of power, when they have been, put down in any kind of way, they can misuse it and abuse it.
That's just how I see it. I see it as she's been hurt her whole life by people fat shaming her and abusing her verbally, and I just think that it made her a meanie, and
that's so sad.
She's just a mean girl, even though she's big and she portrays this image of positivity and collective group and LGBTQ and all that kind of stuff. She's just a mean person. Like, there's a lot of people, and you don't have to be fat. There's a rumor about Ari Lennox that's the same thing. They say that she's mean as fuck. But you see pictures of her and you think, damn, look at this beautiful chocolate girl. But a lot of people say she evil as shit.
Oh,
for
wow.
What? I don't know. But hurt people. And also when you go to I don't know how you make somebody do something that they don't want to do. So you can't make me bite a banana out of a vagina that I don't want to participate in. And I understand the pressure of being in power and you feel like your job is on the line, so you may participate in some things that you may not have partake in. You may want to leave a party early and they like, no, have some more drinks. You may stay in because of peer pressure on some shit like that. But bite a banana out of somebody's vagina that I don't know, like, job or no job, I'm not doing it. Now, if it's a situation where you might leave me here if we all in Amsterdam, then I gotta think about how the fuck I'm getting back by myself and all this shit, then I may just sway and do what you want me to do. I'm just trying to think of ways that you can make somebody do something like that. And when you go away with the boss and you're like, that's your team, work rules still apply, I think.
Well, that's why she could potentially be in trouble.
Right. I think, and that's what I'm saying. I support that. Like, if you're away with your coworkers and you're the boss and you went away with all your coworkers and you got a company with 6-10 people and you went away with all of them and you're the boss, you can only act but so wild. Like, you can't get but so beside yourself because all your coworkers, your whole company is there. So work rules still apply in that setting where everybody's there. So you got to watch bananas and vaginas and who's around and who that might make uncomfortable.
And I don't think it was like a work trip. I'm like, oh, let's just go away. They were touring.
Right.
Yeah, so this was like, after
That's
a show
work,
one night.
I'm just saying.
Right, but I was just saying, like, they didn't just decide, oh, let's all go away.
No.
Yeah, they were touring, but I agree with what you say, where it's hard to comprehend because we're not those individuals. How somebody can make you do something. Like, I'm not susceptible to peer pressure in that way. If I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. And you're not going to make me do it.
No.
Now, I can understand.
You'll make me angry before you make me cave in to do it.
Yeah, I can understand if I take a step back and put myself in the shoes of, one of her dancers, where you think, in this world of entertainment, being plus size by itself, no matter what you do, it's becoming more and more welcomed or more accepted. But you ain't always, especially as a dancer, you ain't gonna be the video vixen. Like, that just ain't happening.
What if it was your dream job? What if you was like 12?
No. What I'm saying is, typically, you're not going to be the video vixen as a plus size girl. So now, like you said, if it is your dream job to be a dancer for artists, especially Lizzo's a big name artist.
I'm being specific. What if your dream job was to be Lizzo's dancer? That's
what I'm saying, the same thing. This is your dream to be on an international tour with an international artist as a plus size woman. You're not going to get many more of those opportunities. Even if it wasn't for Lizzo, you gotta think, what other stars of that magnitude do we see having a dance troupe of plus size women?
Right.
So you think, if I ruin this opportunity, will I get another one? And sometimes you just have to, like we talked about, trust in God and let him lead the way, but don't allow somebody to make you compromise your beliefs and your morals to just go along to get along. Because at the end of the day,
sway though, if you did those things, like you said, if you did those rotation spots where you were dancing for different people and you was being a dancer, but if your dream job was to dance for Lizzo and you finally got there, do you think that your mind would maybe accept some things that you probably wouldn't have? Because I want to dance for Lizzo.
I don't even
I am a dancer, and you're right, I can get work, but I wanted to dance for Lizzo. Now that I got that, I'm here. This was my dream job.
I mean, I'm just saying, I don't think it should, but I can see how it would. But you got to think too, dancers, a lot of times, excluding the plus size dancers, they'll work for various people, because you figure once this artist goes off tour, they may not need another dancer for 3 years.
Right.
So, you make your rotations through the industry. But as a plus size dancer, there probably aren't many rotations that you're making. So this might be a once in a lifetime opportunity for you to be able to dance for any artist, regardless of it being, but for any artist of big or small magnitude. Let's really, like, even if it was a smaller, like a Ari Lennox, like, you don't, like, just because you said her, I'm just saying you're not gonna really see many
if
opportunities.
She has 3 dancers, one might be plus size. Like, that's how it is. Like, if you see 3 background singers, one might be plus size. If you see some dancers,
I think singers are a little different, because we know big women, like, stereotypically they know how to sing. I think singers are much different. But like, even our good sis Beyonce, she had how many dancers? Like a
trillion,
15, 20, and it was one plus size girl. So they are being more accepted, but it ain't a whole ton of artists that are employing plus size dancers.
I think her dancers would probably be the only group of dancers that would all be plus size.
Yeah. Now,
like, obviously that's done on purpose, but yeah, I mean, I just see, like, if that's your dream job, you're gonna have, and you're right, it shouldn't, but I can see from that perspective how you can sway and be like, damn, I might not want to go with the group to do this thing, but I'm gonna go anyway, or I might not want to stay this late, but I'm gonna stay anyway. I might not want to eat a banana out of this girl vagina, but I don't bite it anyway because I don't want to seem like, and then she could put a bad, if you don't participate and she do feel like she want to cut ties with you, the recommendation is crucial.
Yeah. I don't know if it was the same girl with the banana, but I know there was one of the girls involved was a virgin, and it was mentioned that, like, there would constantly be comments or conversations about it, like, in a negative manner, that Lizzo would bring up or use her as an example, as a, like, kind of to down her because, she hadn't had sex yet. This is my, like you said, work rules apply. This is my job. I don't care that I'm a dancer. This is my job. Why are we talking about my sex life?
Right.
Like, I think I don't want to exaggerate, but if I'm not mistaken, I think it was even stated that Lizzo had, like, brought it up in an interview or something, which is just crazy. Why are you talking about my sex life?
Right.
But the crazy thing to me too is when people say, oh, I guess this is, people out to get Lizzo season. Why? Like, why? Why? I could see if, like, people were starting to put all these rumors out about Beyonce, like when they start the whole Illuminati thing, or if people.
Do you say why is because, like, who is Lizzo to go after, like that kind of thing?
Yes, but not like this has anything to do with her weight or anything like that. But, like, what would be the reason or the purpose for people to come together and say, let's bring Lizzo down?
Well, if you're playing devil's advocate, it could be an easy lick. Like, people today sue and they want lawsuits. Like, that's across the internet. That's across all social media platforms. People will get offended by some shit and sue. And it ain't right. I don't think another human being should sue another human being, but that's how people are. And not everybody, but a good majority of people out there will get themselves in a lawsuit quick.
Right, but what I'm saying is...
And that's money. It's not like she got it's not like I'm going to get paid $80 million, but if she settled out of court for $500,000, that's $500,000.
Yeah, and there was a couple women, and then also there were some women who were at higher levels of artistic professions within her camp that corroborated the stories, but they said they used to be, but they removed themselves because of the kind of work environment that it is. I will say this:
Toxic
I don't agree
no good.
that anybody should be treated that way, regardless of who you are. I also don't agree that you should be able to sue, because as an adult, unless you can say she held a gun to my head or she specifically threatened my job. But if it's just a matter of, oh, I did this because I felt uncomfortable, or I felt like I had to, or I felt like I would be punished, that's your projection.
Or how about the girl who said no, she didn't want to do something, and Lizzo supposedly balled her fist up at her and was like, "Ooh, you lucky." Can you take that as I'm fearful because I seen her ball her fist up at me? And what other gesture do you ball your fist up at somebody and say you lucky? It's implying that I'm going to get hit. So can I say that I'm? And again, this world, people can get
so
offended.
Hard to fathom, like,
because we not cut from that cloth.
I'm another grown lady.
We not cut from that cloth, but somebody with lesser self-esteem, a lesser mental makeup can be like, I'm offended, or go home and actually cry themselves to calling the cops to say I want to file a complaint because I felt fearful that Lizzo was going to punch me.
And I don't mean to belittle anybody else's emotions. I'm just it's just hard to fathom, to comprehend for myself. But you're right. I mean, you could, somebody ball their fist up at you, you could be scared to.
You come up being taught people like that are mental midgets, and then you get older and realize, everybody ain't cut from the same cloth. Everybody ain't the same. Some people, there's strong people, there's weak people.
Yeah.
And I'm just, you can't make me bite a banana. You're not going to ball your fist up in front of me and scare me to, like, none of that stuff is I would laugh at stuff like that. Right. Like, no, I'm not biting that banana. You better get that banana or you're going to lose your job. Like, all right, what we doing? Because I'm still not getting a banana. Yeah. Like, I don't understand that. If you was a dancer on Beyonce's team and B come to hang with the dancers, talk a little shit, just, show some camaraderie, and she like want to do some off the wall shit, and you just like, damn, it's Beyonce. Like, I want to hang out with B. Like, she about to do some fuck shit, and we just like, girls, like, do I do it, or do I just stand my ground and be like, nah, B, I'm good. I'm gonna lead a group. Like, I don't want to hang tonight.
I feel like no matter who it is, no matter who you're around or who you're with in that moment, you're always with yourself. And you got to think, am I going to be able to look myself in the mirror? Am I going to be able to sleep with myself knowing that I did that? I mean, if you can live with it, then, rock out. But if it's something that like, this goes against everything that I believe in.
The whole foundation.
Like that's something that can live with you, and it can seem small and minor, like to eat a banana. But if that's, I mean, to be honest, to me, it doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world. Like, I haven't been to like
it's
a
not the worst thing in the world. The part is somebody making you do it.
Right, that's what I was about to say. I haven't been to a burlesque show, but I've been to a drag show, like a drag, like very raunchy drag show. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, if somebody was sitting there on the stage with a banana between their legs and they told me to bite it, no, I'm not biting. And there's nothing that you can do to make me get on my knees or bend down and put my head between your legs to emulate. I mean, because we know what that emulates. Like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. And especially, this is inside somebody's vagina. Now, again, that doesn't mean you're kissing the vagina because the banana is protruding out, but I'm a grown ass lady. You're not making me do nothing.
No, especially not that. Perform a sex act on somebody else. Like, that's
is
never
that
happened.
Considered a sex act?
Biting a banana out of a vagina is 100% a sex act. What are we talking about here?
I mean, the banana is coming out of the vagina, and you're biting the vagina. You're never coming in contact with. I mean, you're
if I'm
biting
in a strip club and a girl puts and a stripper says, "Put her vagina up in my face," and she says, "Just blow on it," and I go, "Is that a sex act?"
No.
Okay.
That's not a sex. I
guess it's not then.
I look at a sex act as you coming in contact with sexual organs.
Yeah,
if this is your vagina and this is the banana and my mouth is only touching the banana, I never came in contact with the vagina.
Yeah, I think it's a sex act.
Okay.
Yeah, 100% it's a sex act. Both things that I just described as sex acts. Just want you to know. And I'm a man, but I'm gonna tell you, blowing on a vagina that's an inch away from you can be considered a sex act.
So is it the distance that makes it a sex act? What if it's 6 inches?
Well, I don't know. Circumstantial.
So same scenario. You're in a strip club.
If you're in a strip club and a Chippendale comes up and rests his hard penis on your shoulder, is that a sex act?
It's sexual contact, but it's not a sex act. I would have to do something to it for it to be a sex act.
Yeah, you're standing there. You have a Johnson on your shoulder. Where'd you go wrong in life that you got a dick on your shoulder?
Okay,
what
wait.
Are we talking about?
Back to the strip club. If a stripper is on the stage, she leans back, butterflies her legs, and she gives you a feather, and she tells you to tickle it, and you tickling it. Is that a sex act?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Your eyes went like your eyes sparkle. You like that scenario?
No, I'm just saying. Like, what am I tickling your vagina with a feather for? But yeah, it's a sex act.
Okay, I was trying to think
like
of something
that kind of shit doesn't do anything for me.
No, I was just trying to think of something that gives distance. Because you said an inch away, and I'm saying okay.
But you look like you was about to jump down my throat, like tickling some vagina with a feather. I'm 46 years old. This year, God willing, like. That shit don't do nothing for me.
I wasn't about to jump down your throat at all.
Tickle, like.
I told you could have a pass to go to the strip club. That ain't your stick.
Nah, it's not my stick. I've done that in my life. I've been there and done that. I've had the coochie up close to the face. I've done all that. I've been in the back rooms. I'm good.
I'm your only stick.
I'm good. You're my legacy. I'm good.
Okay.
Alabama brawl.
Woo woo.
Woo hoo hoo.
Woo woo.
I hate to be like this because, niggas came out, but, you can't jump a working man and think that, well, you can, because obviously they thought that they could. But the scenario that played out is like, it almost broke the internet. So it's like
FAFO to the 100th degree.
Yeah, and it's rightfully so. I don't usually condone violence, but sometimes, that's how humans.
When you F around, you find out.
Fuck around, you find out. It started with back in the, olden days, we fought each other, and we were always gonna fight, and that's that type of violence. I condone that. You don't jump a 65-year-old man and other people are around and you see shit like that. That's no good, and you're gonna get your ass whooped, and you're gonna get your ass whooped bad.
Can I just point out a few things?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
First of all, the fact that they just thought that you're in a public place, right? It just goes to show that audacity, that caucasity that they have. Because even if you didn't think that people was going to come from far and wide, you just thought like you can just beat this man up and people just watch. Like spectators just watch and it was just going to go down. Even if you didn't think nobody was going to whoop your ass, you thought you was just going to whoop his and nobody jump in. That's the first thing. When the guy first grabbed him and put his hands on him, when the man stepped back and
tossed that hat up,
I don't know.
That was like the nigga signal for the air.
Oh my God. It was like purebred Alabama. To me, that signified I'm off shift now.
Yep, and it's on.
It's on. When I take this hat off, it's popping off.
It's up and it's stuck.
Yes. He took that hat like, woo. I wish I could hear him because I feel like he said, woo.
I felt like he said, I'm about to whoop your ass now. But he didn't know that they was going to come run knock him down, and you going like, and it serves you right. You get your ass whooped, and your girlfriends get their ass whooped, and they get thrown in the water. Like, it's going down, and you get hit with chairs. Like, it's going down.
And let's give a shout out to who they're calling Aquaman.
Yeah,
I realized he was an employee of the boating stuff that was going on around there, and thank God he know how to swim. There's always this stereotype about black people not knowing how to swim. Well, he showed y'all that day, oh yeah, I can swim, and I'm going to swim across this ravine or whatever it is, and he got over there, got out the water, and went to work.
Yeah,
I was that was like, where he come, like, oh, okay, I'm on my way, Papa.
And it was, and not even that. I watched the video like 4 or 5 times, but I didn't see till they went in the second boat and came out with all the blue shirts. And I'm like, they all his people. So they all the workers who like, fuck it, it's up. Like, we all gonna get fired.
And I'm sure
if
they
y'all
know
trying
him.
to jump Mr. Rodney.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is y'all doing?
He's a security guard. We see him every day. Y'all, this not about to go down.
Yeah, like, y'all out here jumping him. Like, nah, it's up. Like, fuck with the jobs we doing. We coming out here, crossing waters, whooping ass, throwing people and throwing girls in the water, hitting people with chairs. Like, it's that's how it should be. Yeah. My question to you is, we on vacation. That same incidents happen. What are your thoughts? What's your first instinct? Is it to like fight, or is it to be like, stop him from getting his ass beat? Or is it to be like, yo, babe, it's up, and you punching somebody because they jumping an old man? Or is you trying to like intervene to break it up first?
I think it depends on what's going on. Like, same
scenario. He asked to move the boat.
But no, what I'm saying is, like, by the time we get to the scene, it depends on what it just depends on what's going on. If they swinging shots at him, or I think in that, I probably would follow your lead.
I was ready to say, because if we was on the boat and say I saw enough,
I will say this: I wouldn't swim across the water.
What if I jumped in the water
to go help him?
We was on that boat and I was like, "Fuck, they whooping his ass."
Oh, if you jump in the water, then I'm gonna follow you.
Of course, I knew you would.
Yeah, I'm following you if you jump in the water.
I knew you
but would. It would just go down. But if we're just like there, it depends on the situation. If I felt like, okay, we can't, because I wouldn't want to try to intervene and get hit. Mm-hmm. So if that means I got to grab somebody by their hair, throw them off, to help try to break them off, now they start swinging back, now we all fighting, Yeah,
I think the same thing. I couldn't watch somebody jump a 65-year-old man in front of me. I just couldn't do that. And I'm not, don't get me wrong, I was a fugitive for 23 years. I'm not trying to have no police contact or get locked up for shit. But I'm not going to sit there and watch like you stomp a fucking 65-year-old man.
But I'll say this, like, and be very transparent. People take it how you want. The scenario matters. If it was a group of white men jumping another white man, I'm not intervening. Yeah. If it was even a group of black men jumping a black man, depending on the age group or what it looked like, if I felt like I could be like, come on, y'all, that ain't right, don't do that. But I wouldn't intervene. In that particular scenario, I wouldn't stand by and watch a group of white people jump this black man. And the fact that he was 65 was even more of a factor, but if he was 25, the same thing. Right. Like, no, like, that matters. And it's not, it matters. Take it for anybody to take it how you want it. That matters. The fact that y'all, this group, this white family, y'all, it's not about to go down when y'all gonna jump this man and just think that it's okay. And just think that it's okay. Their thought was,
we're gonna jump him on this dock and walk back to our boat and drink our beer and like just be going with our day, like going with our vacation. Everything's fine. Like, let's go on the skis or whatever.
Yeah, nah, it's not about the
After we just jumped the fucking...
It was in Alabama, they wasn't skiing though. Oh, the water skis. Okay, my bad, you're right. When you said skis, I'm gonna say, baby, you're in the wrong region.
Jesus Christ, I kind of know where they've been. It's been on this fucking thing all week.
I didn't even, but...
I didn't think they was in Colorado.
But did you see the guy, he bust out of his Crocs and everything, like his feet. Somebody said he forgot to put them in sport mode.
Yeah, they was in sport mode. They bust right out. Sport mode wouldn't have helped that. And when they ran up on the boat and the white boys was on the boat and they wouldn't come off, and that dude slapped the shit out of him in the air.
Yeah.
Like, pow! It was like, you could hear that.
Yeah, y'all not gonna get off this boat. Y'all think y'all
and
just
then they beating
ride
up
away
the
in the
dudes,
sunset?
they beating up the dudes, and then the girlfriends come over trying to punch dudes in the back. They just turn around clocking girls, bow, hit chairs, bow.
And I was
grab the girl by the
women.
back of the hair, threw her in the water, boom, kick one girl in the water, boom. It was like, damn.
Yep. Yeah, it was a proud moment. They said August 5th is now FAFO Day.
I put a meme in my story that a person did it with all
the emojis.
I was like, that's classic. Like, nobody can beat the internet when it comes. Like, people, it's a shame that y'all sit around and make up shit like this.
But
that
the
y'all
creativity
have time for that.
is...
Yeah. But it's like, damn, like, the internet's undefeated. It's just undefeated.
Yeah. That was it was an unfortunate situation for the gentleman, but
That's
I'm
Hat Toss
happy.
Day.
Yeah, I'm happy that
August 5th is Hat Toss Day.
As divided as our people may sometimes appear to be in that moment, I'm happy that we were unified as one. There was so much conversation. Somebody who I grew up with, she was saying her older sister. She said her older sister only gets on the internet like twice a year. Like, she don't really do the internet, so she had to like catch her up to speed as to what was going on so that she could be in the loop and in the celebration.
Yeah, it was something to see. I'm glad they took up for that dude. Sometimes you deserve an ass whooping. You fuck around, you find out. But sometimes people don't deserve to get shot and killed. Ain't nobody.
Yeah, they just need a real ass
But sometimes some people need an ass whooping. Some people are ignorant, and you got to check them sometimes. So,
question: Do you have any white friends on social media?
Yes.
Did you see any of them post anything about it?
No, they don't do that.
Make any mention of it?
They don't do that. I've been in construction 22 years, 25 years. When shit like that happened with black and white, they stay quiet. The George Floyd thing was so
polarizing.
It was so polarizing that when I walked through job sites, like, it felt like I was in a fishbowl.
So I had a couple white friends, like not real life friends, but Facebook friends, that I knew from previous employer, and I unfollowed them during the George Floyd time, because you remember when it was the thing going down about like the Target store down South Philly, and they were like, not ours. Their stance and their language I didn't like, so I unfriended them. Don't know what's going on their page, but I just felt like, nah, I don't like this.
People show their true colors at moments like that. Yeah, when it's presidential elections, when it's like race riots and shit like that, people are going to go with their pack.
Yeah,
no matter how much they mingle.
And the presidential election thing don't really bother me, because everybody has their own political stance. But I do feel like when there are social issues, in some cases, I don't feel like you have to pick a side. Or if you do pick a side, it's okay if we're on a different side. But meaning like if you're there are some black people that are Trump supporters, so I'm just using the politics as like, I wouldn't unfriend a person if they're a Trump supporter, but their language and their rhetoric matters. If you talk about the financial thing, that's one thing, but if you're okay with like some of his racist banter, then that's different. So when I say you don't always have to pick a side, but some things you do, and in the George Floyd situation and all of the things that ensued after that, I do feel like you don't have to say something, but if you do say something, it needs to be on the right side.
That's where I disagree. You have to pick a side. For me, I disagree with that. You have to pick a side for me. To me, you liking Trump for his financial, the gains that it has on you and your money and household is one thing. But you have to denounce his rhetoric for me to accept you. You can't just say nothing. Because saying nothing is just like you accept it to me. It leads me to speculate, I don't know where the fuck you stand when he gets up there and start talking this divisive shit.
That's true.
So for me, you gotta pick a side. So yeah, I want you need to denounce that. You need to say, yeah, I want Trump to be in office because the financial gains I'm gonna have for my family, but I don't like that divisive shit he be saying is wrong and it separates people. If you don't say that and denounce it, and you just leave it to speculate, like, oh yeah, I want Trump to be in office because of the financial gains. Like, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Like, what about the other shit he say?
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
fair.
for me, you have to denounce it, and then it's okay. Like you said, I wouldn't be mad at a black person who was a Trump supporter if they denounce his rhetoric.
Right, or a white person.
Or a white person.
Now, what happens if because I want to distinguish Facebook friends, because just because we're Facebook friends doesn't mean we're real life friends, of course. But what happens if one of your Facebook friends says something that's a little derogatory in a sense, or it's like a little shady?
Just in a social setting or towards me?
No, just
in a
just
comment about a social topic.
Yeah.
I would unfollow him. I would do the same thing that you did. I'm never going to argue with or try to go back and forth with somebody.
No, not argue, but would you ask them, like, what's this about?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
Yeah, I was asking because somebody.
I think my statement would be, you get a notification that this person unfollowed you.
Well, it doesn't tell you, but.
Well, I thought it did. So,
no.
But no, I wouldn't.
Yeah. So.
I snooze a lot of people too. So
yeah,
I get sick of your stuff.
They don't know, but it doesn't. I mean, now the way that they would know that y'all weren't friends is if they went to look for your page, it would say add friend, meaning we ain't friends no more, and you telling me to add him again.
I would probably do that because I would want them to know that I'm not cool with that.
So, but they would not know why though. That's what I'm saying. Would you ever let them know?
You can contact me and be like, "Damn, why you unfriendly?"
I asked because somebody that my sister knows had posted something that said, and it was a white lady who was a former coworker, had said, well, it was actually a different person's post, and she reposted it, which implies you agree. It says, people be naming their kids Paris and London when it really should be more like Kensington and Allegheny. And it kind of was like, we kind of looked at it like, okay, now, like, watch. Because if you think about it, Kensington and Allegheny, really you think it's more like, you think of the heroin, the white people who are on drugs. You think of
poor white trash. That's what you think of.
Right, but then you think of Paris and London. White people ain't naming their kids Paris and London. That's more black people naming their kids. So to me, it was like the connotation of saying,
Well, white people do name their kids Paris. There's a famous woman named Paris who's white.
Paris Hilton, right. But it's not common that you hear a lot of little white girls running around named Paris like you do a lot of little black girls. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I don't know that to be true,
especially
but okay.
London. Now, that's a very common name for.
I would have to Google something like that. What would be the ratio of black to white names, black to white people who have Paris and London? I only know one Paris, and she's white.
Yeah, I know quite a few. Not know personally, and in my line of work, I see names a lot. So that was just my question, like, how would you handle that? Now again, that person and I aren't friends on social media, but it was just like, do you say something? Do you question them, or do you just unfriend them?
Tory Lanez got 10 fucking years.
Tory Lanez?
Tory Lanez got 10 fucking years. He was facing 22 years, shot a girl in the foot. I think he okay. I mean, if I was facing 22 years for shooting somebody in the foot and I got 10, yeah, it's heavy. I already been locked up for 2. I kind of think that's like not a complete win, but it's like it's a win.
I mean, you got less than half of what you could have got.
I'm from another country. I'm in California, where the gun laws is crazy, just like New York. Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I'm not trying to sneeze at 120 months or 10 years like it's something to sneeze at. But when you could have got 22, 10 don't sound bad. Because if you standing in there thinking, man, I hope this guy don't give me 20 years. I hope he don't give me 18 years. I hope he don't give me 15 years.
10, and he say 10, it's a little sense of relief.
Yeah, it's like, shit. Like, damn. Like, I hate for it to be double digits, but again, I've been locked up for 2 years. I might be able to get paroled in 8. So
is this one of those situations where if he only, like, he could do 80%? Like, how is
in California, he probably has to do 85, 90% before he probably get denied his first parole and picked up on his second.
Or 85, 90%, that's 8.5 to 9 years. You only got one more year, like a year and a half. I mean, that makes a difference. Yeah. No. I was just thinking, ain't like he could do 3 years and go home. Like you gonna do.
No, you're not gonna do 3 years and go home. You shot a girl in the foot in California.
You know, it makes me wonder.
From another country. You're gonna do the jail time.
So I still think that her friend shot her.
I don't. He shot a bitch in the foot, babe.
I think the friend shot her. I think he tried to cover it up. But I think it's his fault because you allowed yourself to be found guilty because if the other girl did shoot her, you should have told. Point blank, period.
Well, man, he had gunshot residue on him. So
the friend did too. That's what I'm saying. I think he took the gun. Yeah.
But what about his video? I mean, his recording where he was on the phone saying, "I'm sorry, I shot you. We know he was on cocaine and drinks and all that shit. And, you know, I'm sorry. You know, like, I just didn't know what was going on. I'm sorry." And then he start, "Fuck you bitches," and then all this shit. And, you know, y'all, I'm going to turn up on y'all. And then he went back to, you know, because I just was drinking too much and I'm sorry for what happened. Like, that's a recorded call that came out that was on the internet.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, like, that, and then he was out here wilding, smacking people while he was on trial.
I don't think that. I mean, that is bad. It's a bad representation, right? But I'm saying the event itself. That doesn't mean you did it because you was wilding out.
No. Right. I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about the years that he got.
Yeah, right. So I think that played into his character.
Maybe if he would have stayed in the house and wasn't outside partying, he might have got 8 years. He might have got 7 years.
I was gonna say, what was the minimum he could have got?
I don't know. I think 5 to 22 or something like that.
Yeah, that's and then you know,
and that was the big thing that it took 2 days because this was going on yesterday and I mean the day before and today. But the biggest thing that the quotes was coming out from his lawyer and the judge was the remorse issue. The lack of, you don't show no remorse. So, you know, I'm not supposed to show any leniency. Now again, you can appeal some shit and show some precedents that, you know, this happened before in some kind of circumstance and this person got some leniency, but for right now, you got 10 years.
Yeah, and then he'll be deported.
In California, where the fuck you going? San Quentin, Folsom?
And then he'll be deported.
Yeah, and can't come back.
Yeah. You know, it's an unfortunate situation. I hope that Megan is okay mentally. You know, hopefully, I think she has still been performing. I don't think she's been as present since this happened. I'm not, no shade against her. I'm not a fan just because I don't know her music and stuff. I liked her twerking video that she did, but I mean, I don't know her music to be a fan of hers. But I hope that I can't imagine being shot. Whether it was him or her girlfriend, they were all in a friendly situation, and this turned to that. So to be shot by a friend at the moment, that's traumatic. You thinking no matter what the argument was about, somebody pulled the gun out on me and shot me? That's crazy.
No, you might have been saying some shit. I mean, see, that's the thing. People, you can't just be saying shit and it's a gun present. You can't just be saying shit.
With your friends, though, you would think I'm safe for us to have an argument and then move on.
That's how people get shot. No, that's not right. That's where it's mostly going to happen when it's with friends. It's probably less likely to happen with strangers.
Friends, those of you who are my friends, if we ever get in an argument, y'all better not shoot me. What the?
Look at Remy Ma. There's situations where you with friends and
her friend was stealing out of her pocketbook.
But they was having an argument over something. And the girl didn't want to admit what she was doing, and she got shot. She bucked up and got shot, but that was a friend of hers. She could have put the gun down and beat her ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She could have really put it on her for about 5-10 minutes, beat her ass. But no, she shot her.
I'm just saying, I hope nobody deserves to be shot in that manner, having an argument with your friend. I'm not saying
nobody deserves to be shot.
It just shouldn't be. I understand it happens.
Nobody deserves to be shot. But when somebody clearly has a gun on them, there shouldn't be a lot of arguing with that person. Guns eliminate options.
She might have just thought they wouldn't. I mean, obviously they proved her wrong. Somebody proved her wrong.
Why do people do that? Person carrying a gun, you want to test to see?
No.
I don't think it would. I don't think they would.
Once I see
why they got a gun on them for?
I'm gonna humble myself because no matter what we're arguing about, Because I don't know if you're going to shoot my foot or shoot my head.
Exactly.
So I'm just saying, in her situation, maybe. And
it got nothing to do with toughness. It's the biggest of gangsters that got guns pulled out on them, and you humble right down because you're not trying to get shot.
Yeah.
Now, there's very few anomalies where people turned up with the gun in their face, but those are crazy people we talking about. Yeah. Regular people, tone it down. Like, and if I'm arguing with some people and I know a gun is present around us and we're friends, the fact that we're friends lets me know one of us can get shot.
That's crazy. I didn't look at it like that. Like, yeah, that somebody would shoot me.
And I think he shot her because after all this time and you done got convicted and sent to jail for 10 years, he would have been said, that fucking girl did it. Like, this shit done went too far now. I thought I was trying to be a man and take the rap for some girl I was sleeping with, but nah. You talking about deportation 10 years? She did it.
It's too late, right?
Well, I mean, he could have put a kink. It could have been a mistrial if he'd have said something like that. She did it.
Damn.
What have you learned? Real quick, come on, we got to get through this.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Guess what I've learned? She don't believe in the time frame of millions of years ago, and I'm not about to go with dinosaurs. But she doesn't believe in it. Do you, for the people, do you believe in a time frame of hundreds of millions of years ago?
No.
Okay. No. So how old do you think trees are? There was an earth at one time that was no greenery on it. Trees are 264 million years old. So the earth didn't turn green, didn't have greenery on it, until 264 million years ago. That's how old trees are. Mm. Is that something that's believable to you?
No.
Guess how old sharks are? 330 million years. Sharks are older than trees.
I don't believe like the world has been in existence.
Sharks are older than trees. Trees are 264 million years old, and sharks are 330 million years old.
I don't believe that the world has been in existence that long.
Hey. That's your girl right here. The co-host is with the mostest.
That just is ridiculous.
3 grams. Henry Ruggs was the football player that played for the Oakland Raiders that was driving his car 156 miles an hour and killed a female and her dog coming in Las Vegas. And he got sentenced to 3 to 10 years. And this is my first gram because I want to kind of tie into the discrepancy in sentencings and states and laws. And Tory Lanez shoots a girl in the foot and gets 10 years. And this guy drives a car 156 miles an hour and kills a woman and her dog, and he gets 3 to 10 years.
Didn't I say to you before? And people might think
and she died, and in Tory Lanez's case, somebody was hurt, but nobody died.
Didn't I say to you before? And I understand this might sound like so elementary and kindergarten, but it is ridiculous to me that you can do, let's just use Philly and Camden. Across the bridge, like you can get from Philadelphia to Camden in 180 seconds if you drive over the bridge, but you can commit the same crime in Philadelphia and then go to Camden and commit the same crime, and you could be sentenced 2 different ways. That is ridiculous to me. I think that states should be uniform. Like it should be uniform.
I think those Commonwealth states are in place for a reason, to keep the prison systems where they need to be. But that's Commonwealth states that do stuff like that.
I just think it's ridiculous. Just like with gun laws, just like with marijuana laws, like it should be more uniformity.
And to add, he got 3 to 10 years, and guess what he was facing? 50.
Yeah, how do you
and you killed somebody and a dog.
So your minimum is less than 10% of.
And they said in his story he can get parole in 3 years. They didn't even say he had to do the whole thing. So
that's a little more than 5% of the maximum time.
And the only difference in this case is he gave a crying apology, sincere remorse to the family and the court and the judge.
Which
everybody accepted. The family accepted. The judge accepted. Everybody the judge didn't say, fuck all that. I ain't trying to hear that. He ain't do one of them on. I mean, she didn't do one of them on him. She just was like, okay, I appreciate you saying that, and blah, 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 blah. Let's get on with it. This your time.
So let me ask this. do you think that his time was too little or Tory Lanez time is too much?
I think they should balance out. I think if you're driving a car 156 miles an hour while drunk and you kill somebody and they dog, I think you should be punished a little bit more severely than 3 to 10.
Yeah.
Now, shooting a woman in the foot ain't nothing to sneeze at. So I'm facing 22 years and I got 10. I think it's warranted.
So you think that punishment fits the crime?
Yep. I think it's warranted.
But you think Henry, despite his apology, which I understand, thank you.
I think anytime anybody dies, yeah, somebody has to pay, and it's got to be over 10 years.
Especially when they die by you doing something reckless.
Yeah.
And I understand he's remorseful, but drinking and driving is the stupidest thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You speeding at 156 miles per hour is the stupidest thing. So you're remorseful. It's not like, oh my God, I was driving I sneezed and made a mistake and went through the red light and killed somebody.
No, his whole thing was, I take complete accountability. This incident isn't of my character. I've started all these things and helped since this happened. I continue to, like, that kind of shit. But it was taking complete accountability, not saying, this was just like something that happened. It was like, no, I knew that what I did was stupid and all that stuff.
I think, okay, so if he gets 3 to 10 years, I think it should be some other ramifications. Like, he should never be allowed to drink again. Like, you know how people have to go and take drug tests? He should have to take an alcohol test.
And that thing should always be in every car he owns?
Yeah, like, he should, even if you're not driving, even if you say, okay, I was in my house and I was drunk all weekend, so I didn't get in my car to blow the thing, he should never be allowed to drink.
Yeah, that sets a precedent that if somebody does something wrong, then they never be allowed.
Because you would think
then it's like a person who kills their kid. They can never have babies.
Yeah, if you're that remorseful, you wouldn't want to. If you're that remorseful, and I don't want to minimize his remorse. I feel like if I killed somebody drunk driving, the thought of getting drunk would make me sick to my stomach. Right, if you can still sit and get drunk. Now, at one hand, people might say, okay, that's how he may cope. Go to therapy. Have court mandated therapy and have court mandated sobriety.
And just because alcohol is your coping mechanism don't make it right.
Yeah, have
get something else.
Court mandated sobriety.
You're gonna fucking end up drinking yourself to death. So that don't mean just because this how I cope is the right way. Like, do some other shit.
Have court mandated sobriety and court mandated therapy.
Yeah, nobody should be drinking anyway. Fuck that.
And it's the second gram.
Second gram is Italian man dies of being crushed by 15,000 wheels of cheese, each weighing 88 pounds apiece. He was 74 years old in a warehouse of Parmesan wheels of cheese.
Damn.
Made a mistake, and the tallest stacks they had were 33 feet tall. 15,000 wheels of cheese, 88 pounds apiece, crushed him to death.
Damn.
74 years old. He'd probably been handling cheese since he was a child.
And not that it probably would make a difference.
And
Parmesan is hard.
Cheese, it was like wheels of it.
Yeah, but I'm saying, how some cheese is soft, some cheese is hard.
Yeah, I know.
So, I don't know if it would have made a difference if it was a soft cheese
that weight. You're talking about a wheel of cheese, 88 pounds. That's like a bag of cement.
15,000 fell on him. If 15 fell on him, he might have died. That's
74
horrible.
Years old. Crushed him to death. Took 12 hours to find his body. 12 hours. Firemen took 12 hours to find his body.
That's a lot of cheese. Damn.
It's a lot of goddamn cheese.
Yeah.
Third gram, Made in America concert in Philadelphia canceled.
Yeah.
No Made in America, no Parkway. The lineup was Lizzo. Some people seem to think it's because of Lizzo. SZA, Coi Leray, Metro Boomin, Lotto, Coco Jones, Lil Yachty, Lola Brooke, Doche, Flau'jae, Cameron, M. Trippin, Tannerell, Paris, Texas, probably a white girl, Western Estate, Tia Kareen, Mace, Ice Spice, Miguel, and Thames.
Wow, Miguel. Wow. Yeah. Out of all those people, I would have wanted to see Miguel and Thames. Dang. I didn't know. So Made in America is one of those things, kind of like back in the day Woodstock or something. Like, I would love to be able to experience it, but I would never go.
You got to be out there at 10 in the morning, stand out there all day until 12 o'clock at night.
Well, I mean, you could.
It's probably gonna be on a day that's 97 with 65% humidity.
Well, the thing about it, you never know what the weather's gonna be. It could rain all day too.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what so that's the thing with those, outdoor festivals and stuff. Some people I know take blankets and you just kind of like chill all day because you don't have to go. I don't know are you allowed to bring chairs?
Oh, that's right.
You're not allowed to bring chairs because that's I was visualizing. I do know people take blankets and technically
you're not allowed to bring umbrellas.
You're right, because they can be used as a weapon, but people wear raincoats and stuff. But you don't have to go early in the morning, but you want to get a good spot and enjoy the day of, festivities and stuff. And it's a 2-day event.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to why it being, okay, so let's run with the idea of Lizzo being the headliner. Are they not able to replace her?
I don't think you can in 3 weeks. There's rehearsals. There's, shit to do to go over. I don't think. I think it's a short amount of time to replace the headliner. Yeah. So she probably was going to come out do a 30-minute set or something like that. It's kind of tough to get somebody to do that can headline. Now you can bump Coi Leray up to do it, but she's not a headliner.
I would think Lotto over Coi Leray as a bigger star.
Lotto, I don't think she probably can do a 30-minute set of songs that people know.
City Girls.
New. I don't know if I want to see that shit for 30 minutes.
I don't know who's hot that.
You need to call Jill Scott, but then you need some payola. I mean, that's right in Philly. Maybe she chilling, maybe she not, maybe she on tour. I don't know, but you need to reach out to somebody.
But you also looking at a different audience too. Don't get me wrong. Jill, that's my girl. Lizzo, and I'm sure there's some crossover, but there's a lot of people.
Bring them out.
No.
I'm about to say.
No. What I'm saying is, I'm sure there's some crossover, but there's probably some Lizzo fans that's going to want a refund, and some people that didn't intend on going and now want to go because of Jill Scott. So it would probably balance itself out. But I do think, yes, there's some crossover, but there's definitely some like we would want to not at Made in America, but we have gone to a Jill Scott show. But we wouldn't go to a Lizzo show. No. So that's what I'm saying. There's some crossover, but there's definitely individual fans as well.
Yeah. Let's do a wrap. Act 2 the podcast, episode 135. Act2thepodcast.com, Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Inspiration on Threads. We there. We always there. Check us out. Fuck with us. And that's it. Act 2 the podcast, episode 135. It's your boy International Walt.
It's your girl Tasty, who hosts us with the most.
If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.